And welcome to another wonderful episode of Batman Radio. That's right. How are all of you doing? I'm gonna give y'all a minute to come in here. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna talk for a minute, man. Like I said, everything's on autopilot, man. I already know what I'm doing. Um, all my efforts at this point are, to keep on building, keep on learning, do a lot of research. Just figuring out how to do more, you know what I mean? Just learning as I go. And obviously, the training. Let me think. All my efforts are towards expanding. You know what I mean? That's the thing, it's just I've been doing the training a minute now, so it's like, I would like kind of I just want to, get other parts of this moving and going. So I'm trying to concentrate on the financial aspect because it gives me something else to do and something else to pay attention to, basically. But like I said, um, I don't know, man. We just keep on moving forward. Um, folks is in their feelings. You know what I mean? Um, all these folks is having to watch me succeed and watch me do the impossible yet again. I'm gonna say something real quick, man. Like I said, I mean, I literally like ran Vegas, for a couple of months apart from each other. I mean, if you haven't, like, how do I put this? I mean, that's one of the greatest accomplishments you can have. You know what I mean? All these things that I'm doing, like I said, that's the thing. Other people are just sitting there, and they're not really, they're just watching me succeed. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's okay. That's a beautiful thing for me, brother. You know what I mean? If people want to watch me succeed, I mean, more power to you. I mean, I hope you do. You know what I mean? But like I said, all I'm going to do is succeed. All I'm going to do is make money. You know what I mean? Like I said, all y'all can super chat, all y'all can donate. That chat room's open so you can super chat and show your support. You know what I mean? Like I said, I mean, where's the support at? It should be consistent. Like I said, it should be every single day. I should be walking around with hundreds to thousands of dollars in my pocket. And like I said, I want to change the whole paradigm, okay, on this network and in the world. And that's what we got to do. I'm the top influencer in the world, bro. I'm the best at what I do. $1 million mouthpiece for real. So, like I said, folks can, tell themselves what they like, but, I'm in the business of progressing. I literally am progress. Sound familiar? That's what Mickey Cohen said. He said, I am progress. I feel the same way. I am progress. You understand? Like real talk. And it's crazy because they talked about it in the movie with Denzel, with the gangster movie, right? They talked about it in a whole lot of things like progress. You know what I mean? Progress is what this game is all about. Now, ask yourself if I've got 300 and I think it's 329 world records now, or no, it might be 339. I think it's 339 world records. I'm going to go as far to say that. Let me check real quick. Hold. Yes, sirree. 339 world records. I repeat, 339. Imagine that. World records. This is just like when I was driving that Porsche convertible, right, with the top down, right, and I would pull up to them gyms like Gold's Gym, and the dude that worked right there at the counter, right, he was a jellyfish and he was jelly, and he was trying to deny what I accomplished. Like, brother, I'm a boss. Okay, I do what I want to do. I got folks all over the place in their feelings, folks at different jobs, folks at different places, folks over here, folks over there. You know what I mean? Like that's my thing. I just stay focused on me and I keep on progressing and moving forward. See, what I realize is it's not my job, it's not my responsibility to shrink because you can't handle my growth. You understand? That's the whole thing. Yeah, I remember exactly. And that's the thing. I've even seen that dude around. You know what I mean? And I told y'all, like, they always feel the same way. Like, you could just tell by the way that, like, their demeanor, the way they carry themselves, the way they move, the way they talk, that, like, they really feel some way. Like, they really think they it. You know what I mean? Like, they think that they some kind of, I don't know, like, they the top dog. Like, top dog of what? If you look across the board, bro, in any way, shape, or form with anything we got going on, I'm talking about any competition, anything y'all want to talk about. It don't matter who it is, where it is, what group it is. It don't matter any dude in the world. If you put them beside me and make a comparison side by side in any aspect, there is nobody coming slightly close to me, boss. I hope people understand this. And I'm very direct in my message and what I spit and what I do. You understand? Like I said, I call everyone out publicly, right? I go public and I talk about exactly directly what's going on. You understand? And that's my thing. I'm going to talk about anything and everything. You ask me a question, I'm going to give you a straight answer. You understand? Because we all know what it is. You know what I mean? We do. We know what it is. You know what I mean? Like I said, that was the thing. Like, nah, the truth was that back in the day, you know what I mean? Like, Brownsville couldn't even handle me. That's the truth. The Valley couldn't handle me. They never been able to. So they try to play catch up. You know what I mean? And just what happened is when I created this project and I started doing this and really taking it seriously and I devoted myself to what I'm doing, it just carried. It went a long way, just like I continue to come a long way. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got so many folks that hide behind corporate America, so many folks that hide behind the name of God, so many folks that hide in these little evil church groups, so many folks that hide behind all these different concepts, so many folks that hide behind TV screens, so many folks that hide behind their phone, hide behind their computer. But I'll tell you what, I'm the son of God and I ain't hiding from nobody and nothing. See the difference? You understand? See, people talk every day, but talk is cheap. Talk don't mean nothing. The question is, right, what are you doing to better yourself? So, like I said, when I say progress, I'm talking about the progress that all them folks couldn't handle. I told y'all the truth. Right? No, that was the truth. Every time I used to go work out in Gold's Gym, right, folks was always jelly of me. And they would talk behind my back, and then they'd start doing the same thing. To see y'all run the same program every time, and it has to do with the internet because the people on the internet think they know me, right? So they follow me around the internet and worried about what I'm doing all the time. So then they start talking to each other. This is what y'all do. I'm saying the truth. And then all of a sudden they start making up stuff out of thin air, out of the blue, start making up rumors, lies, a bunch of, just false premises that don't exist because they in their feelings. Because every time that people even witness me work out, they saying, man, he on a whole nother level. Why don't you just be humble and be like, man, I need to go up to him and ask him, how do you do it? How can I get to that level? And see, that's a big difference between, education and, the opposite. It's a big difference between the valley and the rest of the world. A lot of it has to do with not overcompensating. See, what folks don't get is I was never wrong. I'm right. And I'm showing people the right way to go. I'll tell you one thing I ain't never done, which is worry about somebody else and they progress ever. You understand? I'm going to keep progressing. I'm going to keep building. I'm going to keep doing what I need to do for me. See, I'm not concerned. I'm not in the business of your feelings. I'm not concerned with how folks feel about me. I'm not concerned with how folks feel about my success. You got to try to catch up. I own billions in equity, mansion in a state, over 2,000 in jewelry, 530 on my wrist. Got you pissed. Mineral rights, oil royalties, and my own car lot I pay over $100 for every month. I'm the meaning of wealthy. I made and spent more money than your entire government combined. I had bank accounts with over $300,000 in it, Wody. It ain't nothing. I made millions every year consecutively, independent capital. See, folks don't get, that this ain't undercover boss. I am the boss. That's why, like I said, you saw me go from $0 to $2 to 550, right? And then, like I said, I've been spending and making money this entire time. I got down to like 400. Now I'm already back to like 520. Is that not crazy after I paid a $55 phone bill again? You understand? I'm telling you, folks sleeping on me. What happens when I get to $1,000 here? Because I'll tell you what, it's kind of looking like I'm well on my way. That was my thing. I know what these folks want from me. They don't want me to have nothing. They don't want me to have much. You understand? That's what I'm saying. Like these folks don't want to see me win. They never have. You think these so-called women, especially in the valley, want to see me win? No. They all subscribe to my channel. I ain't seen a single one of y'all contribute one dime or red cent. So what they watching me for? What do you watch me for? But you gonna still go pay a trainer over $100 so they can teach you nothing? That's how y'all do things. Exactly. And it ain't just here, it's everywhere. Y'all want to just, give away money for nothing, for nonsense, when I hold 339 tangible world records, and it will continue. That amount will do nothing but a lot accrue and go up, baby. Don't have to make up nothing. What do you mean? Like, it's all on camera, bro. Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and the reason why I keep counting them, right? Like when it says vertical to lateral lift hold or longest hold time, is because I keep outdoing myself, brother, because there ain't no such thing as competition. I'm competing with myself. Because the truth is, none of you could hold a candle to me in the entire world. I told you, I used to travel in my truck, okay? Even when I lived in my truck, I used to travel in my truck manually throughout the country and go compete at gyms. I wasn't competing like with people for real. I was competing in my own mind. You understand? But any gym I ever went to, I competed with everyone around me. Not in like a sense of like, anything else, just within my mind, that's how I am. You have to be competitive to get better. So I'd look, see what somebody's doing. Okay, let me outdo that. I set the world record for dumbbell curls at 90 pounds, bro. Okay, when I was fresh out of jail, I remember I was training. I went to it was the True Fit in McAllen. Got out of jail, fresh out of jail, went over there, curled 90 pounds fresh out of jail, bro. Are you serious, man? Come on, bro. And I did it with a technique that's totally different, that I've only seen about one person in the world since then use my technique. And they were still doing it a little bit differently, kind of, but it's like some hidden knowledge that people don't know about. But I mean, I put it out there. I talked about it, you know what I mean? But it's not just the knowledge, it's knowing what you're doing and having the discipline to keep training, and having the willpower and the strength to actually do it and put it into practice. Like I said, it was a Mason who taught me that stuff. He was a Mason, right? And he's the one who told me about it. And I went and utilized it and used it. And I ended up actually setting the world record for dumbbell curls. You know what I mean? So what do you mean? You know what I mean? And like, it is what it is. Like he was a really strong dude too. He would be out curling and outdoing everybody in the gym. And I was learning from him. You know what I mean? Because I was strong as hell too, don't get me wrong. But we were doing kind of different workouts a lot of time. Like every day we do different workouts, different sets, different, groups, different things. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Like people don't understand. Like if you put me in an environment that's like totally different, where I have everything and I'm good and I have what I need and I can do what I need to do, I'm gonna excel even more quickly. You understand? Like that's the thing though. Like what would be the purpose at this point? Like calisthenics is way harder than the gym. I just had my other homie just tell me that. He agreed and said that on his own the other day. And I'm like, yeah, and it translates to the gym. Like the people in the gym can't do what I do. You understand? There's a reason for that. If you put me in a gym, I fill out quicker. I get a lot bigger immediately. I look huge. That's what people don't get. because it's a different kind of workout. It's working muscles a different way. It's different muscles. You're able to, you're able to just incorporate everything. So it's different muscle groups. You know what I'm saying? But that's my thing. Like y'all act like this is so difficult or such a science. Like my deal is what I'm realizing is, I mean, I don't have to keep doing this all the time. I really want to focus on the financial aspect and I want to get this expanded. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm there with the training. I mean, the training is there. It's on point. You know what I mean? I'm there with the strength levels, you know what I mean? And I maintain them, but we got to kind of forget about that for a minute too. We're not going to totally forget about it. Of course, we'll keep doing it. But I'm saying we already got that figured out. I can maintain that no matter what, even if I take time off, even if it's a lot of time off, I can come right back and I got muscle memory and my body already knows what I'm doing. You understand? That's why I kept training like this. That's why I kept building. I'm actually probably going to be training harder, okay? For the reason that I want to get a lot quicker. Because quickness is everything. Speed and quickness is what the game is all about, especially in what I'm doing. And like I said, I'm a real ninja and samurai. I'm really Batman. A lot of people forget that Batman is a ninja and a samurai. You can see it when you look at this. I mean, look, you can see even what looks like the belt or whatever he's got, right? You can see how it looks like a martial arts thing, right? It all looks like the same principle of the monks and all that because that's what it is. That's what I am. So folks got to understand. Y'all talk about Bruce Lee, like I said. I mean, I believe in myself. I'm competitive as hell. I don't believe that Bruce Lee could hold a candle to me. I just don't. I don't think he was anywhere close, especially relative to actual martial arts. Now his little, show that he put on, I think that was cool. I don't know. I'm sure there's stuff he does that I couldn't do, but I think there's stuff that I do that he couldn't do as well. I'll tell you one thing I ain't never seen Bruce Lee do is lifts on a dip bar, picking his whole body up vertical in the air. Never seen him do that. Never seen any of the martial artists really do that because they don't train like me. And see, I'm a genius and I was smart enough because it was easy for me. It came naturally, like I do, to incorporate every element of this. So I always incorporated strength training with martial arts. So I'm telling you, the minute that they put me back in a gym, you're going to see me fill out immediately. I'm going to look huge and I'm going to get a lot stronger really quick. Okay. Because the calisthenics, what I've realized, it doesn't build up the strength like that because it's a different kind of training, but it builds up a different strength that you need that then is applicable to the gym. But I'm realizing you do need the gym. You really do because it gives you an edge and it allows your muscles to really rebuild the right way. Calisthenics is for actual implementing of strength. It's not going to show like that. It's going to show differently. That's what folks don't get. A lot of people, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not concerned about none of that. I'm not trying to look anyway. I already look amazing. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about looks. I'm worried about what's applicable. I'm a martial artist. You understand? So, like I said, that's what I'm going to be working on next is the speed. I might start running. There's going to be different things, a lot of conditioning for my knuckles, wrists, forearms, hands, all that, right? Everything, bro. All across the board, Brady. You know what I mean? We do this for real. Like I said, you see me learn all these different kicks quick as hell. I'm like Neo. I just download the program because I am Neo in the Matrix. I'm the chosen one. I'm the anointed one. I'm the chosen one, bro. You understand? So that's the thing. Like when somebody thinks quicker than everybody, it makes me a lot more difficult to stop or to hold a candle to or come close to. That's why these folks are always in their feelings. I mean, come on, that's the meaning of being powerless when you're typing. Come on. Acknowledge my point. Let's move on. See, I'm hardwired to keep moving quick. That's what people don't understand. I'm hardwired to keep moving quick. I don't slow down for nobody and nothing. I move fast. Everything I do is fast. It's just the truth. I've been like that forever. I was like that in most of my relationships. You know what I mean? I'd explain it to people. I move fast. I live fast. I move fast. It's just how I am. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, and Batman always moves fast, right? This isn't a car. You know what I mean? Like, he's always on the move and the Bat Paw next. Like, yeah, because your mind is working quicker. That's what people don't understand. Like, it's a different train of thought. So first of all, like I said, as far as being tough, we know who's tough, right? These folks, you can tell they're just all going through it. Again, that's between you and God. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I wish all of you the best. I got nothing but love in my heart for everybody. Anybody who come to this chat, everybody. You understand? That's besides the point of everything else. I got love for everybody, man. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you know, I focus on me. You know what I mean? I focus on me and I stay true to the game and I make sure that, I know what I'm doing for me. Give me 1 second here. Hold up. All right. Hold up. Ah, and that's delicious. Ah, it's that watermelonade. And this one's in the can. Remember, I get to drink watermelonade because I'm successful. That's right. Only super, ultra, mega successful people get to drink this watermelonade. I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing: that penguin's in his feeling. He's in his feelings, man. They are all in their feelings over my success, and they don't get. I'm just loving it, man. I love that you and your feelings. I realized how you talk. You talk backwards. So, like I said, I mean, you just tell me you and your feelings every day. I mean, like I said, who won? Who always wins? Because I'm righteous. I won fair and square. I win the right way. Hmm. Like I said, and there was never a competition, brother. All them competitions don't exist. That's just something all y'all going through. You feel me? Real talk. That's what I'm saying. Some folks just be, like I don't know, like it's just a lot of stuff that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? And some folks just be holding on to stuff that ain't there. That's the best way I can say it. Because clearly they don't got nothing else and don't got nothing else going on. But it's all about progress, man. Progress is the name of the game. And I'll tell you one thing, these narcissists, the number one thing that they can't stand is seeing you progress. Narcs cannot handle progress, man, and I know it. That's the thing. So like every day I make sure I progress. So like I said, 339 world records, like billions in equity, mansion in the state over 2,000 jewelry, 530 on my wrist, got your piss, mineral rights, oil royalties, my own car that I pay over $100 for every month. Like I said, sold 50-acre properties for over 100K, $100,000. Made millions every year consecutively. Independent capital. It ain't nothing. Had bank accounts with over $300,000. I got documented receipts for everything. What are you talking about? I've been through it all, brother, seen it all, done it all. That's why I'm able to have nothing and bounce back, as I just described and depicted, and even gave you factual numbers of and for. So, again, what's up? How y'all feeling tonight? How's it going coping with my success? Oh, man. Look, if you think you mad right now, you about to be more angry. We've got them angry. We've twiggered their ways. You know what the next check just read? We up over 199 bucks, folks. That's right. Oh, I love it. 199. Can you imagine? I keep telling you folks, while y'all sleeping on me, I'm making moves. While y'all sleeping on me, I'm working hard. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. We up over $199 for that next check. Who can hold a candle to me? Let's get real, bro. It's starting to get like that. On a platform that pay 1/100 of a cent for over 1,000 views, and it's starting to sound like the way 50 Cent was talking, but he a Mason, he was lying. He lied about money every time. He went bankrupt for a reason. Okay, all them excuses about, oh, it's chapter 11 and this and that, and excuse. Oh, I'm restructuring my finances. You're a Mason. You don't own nothing. You don't have no finances to restructure in the first place, little homie. Like I said, they teach you to protect your assets when you get rich. When you get rich, it becomes a game of, you hear people talk, oh, this person got this car. Look, they got that car. They got this. They got that. So when you young, like I was in my 20s, and I was a, millionaire at 16. When I dropped out, or didn't drop, when I finished high school, 4.2 GPA, top 10 of my class, diploma distinction. What are you talking about? Dropped out of college, multimillionaire, 3.34 GPA, didn't buy any books ever. Stopped going to class completely because they don't teach at UTB. Tell me when I'm lying. Man, y'all don't get, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you. All them folks support me. My friend, he's going to college. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you right now, my name is a big deal amongst college students. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a big deal. There's a lot of people who are in college who I think listen to me, watch me, follow me in my channel. And honestly, I wish that, because people like that, that go to school, they have a mind to think. And that's the thing, is the truth is that the colleges and the schools, they really just waste your time. The diploma means nothing. It's a piece of paper. The companies are already, passing policies, creating policies where they're not going to hire millennials because they're spoiled and entitled. This is fact. And I just honestly wish that I had the help of a lot of people who are really smart and can think. And I just know that, college students are, usually fairly intelligent. So, I wish that there was more college students, and maybe there will be, that want to step up to help me with the Batman project. I want everyone to help me. You know what I mean? That can help me and back me financially. But yeah, my homie's in college, the one who's been, actually, by my side this whole time, helping me to do what I'm doing. Like, he's one of the only people who's done something and done a lot. Yeah, he's in college. So I mean, that's the thing folks don't get. Like, and God told me at one point, he told me to go back to school, I think. But I gotta see, I gotta figure all that out. You know what I mean? I would love to, but there's some stuff holding me back, so I gotta figure that out. And again, it's just, it's money. I need money, but it's a lot. You know what I mean? Like, it's quite a bit. So I mean, that's the thing. Like, right now I'm just trying to get money so I can keep on doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like I said, I didn't choose all this; it chose me. You know what I mean? But yeah, I want everyone to back and support me, man. If you listen to me and you feel like you can help me in what I'm doing, by all means, brother, please do. Real talk, especially financially, because that's the main thing is just money. I need money. You know, that's what I keep trying to explain to people. But it's good to see some of the community kind of back me and support me on some level because a lot of them have. It's good to see people have a good attitude, and clearly, I think they know what I'm doing a little, or they see that I'm struggling, and I'm still struggling. Don't get it wrong or confused. I'm still struggling. It's still hard as hell. But that's the thing. I got a long way to go. I'm just starting. I need all the financial support and financial help and financial backing I can get. That's why I do this. I do this to get paid, brother. I'm a content creator. I survive off of donations. You know what I mean? And I know people have to respect the hustle because I'm a hustler for real and I've proven it in front of you. And I'm just getting started. Like I said, this is nothing. I got to get, as much as far as I've come and as much as I've accomplished in such a quick time period, which is absolutely incredible. With God, by the way, I still have such a long way to go. I got a long way to go, man. I'm trying to get my hands on, 5,000, $10,000 plus at least. I want to get to 20, 30 grand again. You know what I mean? Where I can move around and do what I want to do. Like, honestly, I can't wait to have money. I can't. I was just thinking today, I was just thinking about it. I'm like, I'm sorry, but there's parts and times of when I had money, when I could do what I want to do, that I just miss. You know what I mean? I just miss having that freedom. You know what I mean? Like real talk. And I used to love it, and I did appreciate it, and it was fun. But I was moving too fast. Now I know what they mean, like when they say like slow down. You know what I'm saying? Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all, but I think you're moving too fast. I grew up on that song fast. So, you know, for me, I just want to stay focused, man. You know what I mean? I want to stay focused and keep pushing, but that's the thing with me. Every day is a blessing. Here, hold up real quick. But yeah, every day is a blessing, man. I look at every day like what's going to happen today, basically. That's the thing. Every day is new for me. Like I look at it like, how is God going to bless me today? Because I already know He's going to. Isn't that amazing? Like that's what people don't get. Like everything I've done is all faith. Everything I've done, every move I've made, any progress I've made is off the strength of God. Make sure you get that understood. You know, I'm a real man of God, man of faith. I mean, I had to have faith today trying to get by those dogs today. And trust me, it was scary as hell. That wasn't no game today. That was not no game. And you see what's going on. You know why they're doing that. You know why it's happening, bro. Come on, man. Get real, bro. I've walked these routes almost every day now for years. Okay, come on, bro. You know why they doing what they doing. Come on, man. Think. You know what I mean? And it makes me wonder, because, these folks be having meetings because Batman is, like they're losing money because of me. Do you understand that? Do you understand that all these criminals and evil folks and, illegal organizations and underground illegal organizations, they're losing money because of Batman. That's how real it is, homie. So you got to really think what's going on. That's all I'm saying. At some point, you know, you got to acknowledge how real this is, man. I'm the real deal. I'm really Batman. And that's the thing I realized with God is it's like he put me in the right environment to train me and get me ready and all these hardships and, struggles and the trials and tribulations that I've been through. It's to get me ready for the next phase. Tell me when I'm lying. That's the truth. So for me, I just want to do a lot of research, man. I want to keep on, just learning more. That's why I'm a student of the game, like I said. And that's all I focus on, God and what I'm doing in Christina. That's it. I'm a pretty simple guy, man. That's what people don't understand. Like, I'm very complex, but I'm very simple at the same time. I don't need much. I just want to be happy. You know what I mean? I just, like I said, for me right now, the goal is money because I know that money is going to change the game. But like I said, I believe in God. I don't really care about money. You know what I mean? I just, I know God is going to help me to do it. He's helped me and he's brought me this far. So he's going to keep on bringing me the whole way straight up. But that's my focus right now because, like I said, I want to better my life. I want freedom, man. I want financial freedom. That's what folks don't get. I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And that's the thing. When I go hard with this, with my business and what I'm doing, this is why these evil folks is all in their feelings. That's why they do what they do. That's why they keep, crashing out, tripping out. They in their feelings. They in the chat room typing. They over here. They over there. They talking about this. They talking to this person. They losing it over little old me because they know that every time I'm on here, like Pac said, I'm speaking the truth. Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. So what I'm doing, like Pac said, what did he say? What I'm doing is what? I know what I'm doing. What I'm doing is what? Exactly what Pac said. You understand? That's what folks got to understand. And like I said, every time they see me on here, they know, oh, he getting paid to talk. They not getting paid to talk. Majority of them. You know what I mean? And everything they do is unfair and they cheated everything. They None of them did it straight up. I did it genuinely. I earned this. What do you mean? I built this business from scratch. I worked hard as hell every single day right in front of you. What are you talking about? I did this all genuinely. All my subs are genuine, all my views are genuine. I did this genuinely, brother. And that takes heart and it takes hard work and it takes courage. These are just, characteristics and attributes that y'all just don't have, to be quite frank, like real talk. Y'all think the game is easy. Like I said, y'all want to take the shortcut for everything. And what you don't understand is in the process of taking the shortcut, you end up not getting blessed and not getting your blessing. You understand? And your success is always, short lived because how are you going to have long lasting success if you don't listen to God and don't learn every part of the spectrum along the way? I'm telling you, it's all about quickness, man. The whole game is about quickness. Batman is quick as hell. He kind of like the Flash. Real talk. I honestly, like, I can see the comparison and the similarities. You know what I mean? Like, Batman is quick, bro. That's what y'all don't understand. That's what you don't know. You understand? Like I said, we're not living the same, homie. We're not moving the same. We don't think the same. We don't do anything the same. Me, as opposed to regular folks, regular people, regular human beings, regular civilians, we don't have anything in common, bro. I'm not saying anything. I have things in common with people. Like, you might like baseball. I like baseball. But I'm an actual superhero that runs the streets and a 6'3" bat that comes out at nighttime, okay, and literally runs Gotham. We're not the same, brother. It's just hilarious. But like I said, I mean, that's the thing. I think I might have grown too. I was like 6'2", bro. I'm telling you. I thought they said they measured me at 6'3" one day. I don't know. It could be something's wrong with the measurement. I don't know. But I'm gonna go with it because I like the sound of it. You know what I mean? But I know for sure I'm 6'2" with shoes on. I know that for a fact. But like, come on, bro. Like, I just keep progressing. I keep progressing. I keep on, advancing. I keep on evolving. I keep on ascending. I keep on expanding. Truthfully. And I get stronger and stronger. Like I said, the inertia pull-ups, those are all real. Doing more of those all the time. I keep on pushing the envelope. I could have done more today, but they keep having all they folks like dancing around the phone and the camera, so it makes me nervous because I don't want them going in front of my camera and my video. And it's really been difficult because there's been a lot of people out there lately, and it's really making it hard to do what I need to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. So we got to just, hope for the best with that. But usually when I'm out there by myself or there ain't too many people out there, that's when it's best. And, I don't have any distractions and I can really like meditate while I'm working out and training, and I can really like take it to the next level because I work on getting to that flow state and then I push it further. See, folks don't get it's like I'm a whole ninja. I don't even look at it the way you look at it. I don't even look at it as I'm out there working out. It's all spiritual. That's what people don't get. It's spiritual, just like training martial arts is spiritual. Everything being a ninja, all that is spiritual. That's what people don't get. Even when I'm, doing what I'm doing, them lifts and stuff on the dip bars, it's spiritual. It's all energy. So I'm harnessing my energy and then I'm picking up and lifting. That's the thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like it all brings me closer to God. I talk to God while I train, and all the pain that I go through and feel with it, I just feel it brings me closer to God. I really do. That's why I love it so much because I've always loved it. Like that's the thing. Even when we were, dealing with that church group and all that, they would notice I'm always working out. You know why? Because that's one of my forms of prayer. You know what I mean? Like real talk. So it's like, you know, a lot of people think prayer is just prayer. I mean, prayer is powerful, don't get me wrong. It's amazing, and I do that too. And I need to work on meditation as well, but I kind of do meditate in my own way. And I also, like I said, my form of prayer is the training, the running, the walking, prayer walks. That is my form of prayer. That's my time to clear my mind and do what I need to do. So I'm just saying, a lot of people don't get it. Like with me, that's what I'm working on. Like when they say, when Morpheus tells Neo, free your mind, that's what it's all about. And that stuff is real. That's not fake. That's what people don't get. Like this is really a matrix, I believe. I'm starting to really think it more and more every day. I've always thought it. I just, even if it wasn't whatever it is, I just knew that knowledge is power, and that's why I acquired knowledge. And a lot of these folks think it's just, oh, you hear something, learn something, and now you've mastered it all, like Mike Saha. And that's not how it works. You have to know what you're talking about, and you have to be able to put it into practice, and it has to be effective. It has to work. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of folks just don't know how to do that because they don't know what they're talking about because everything is, somebody else's idea or concept, right? And that's what folks like that do. They listen to people like me and then, try to use our concepts that we were teaching. You're not going to get anywhere like that. You're not going to succeed like that. It's just common sense, brother. You got to be original. You have to think for yourself. Just like you can't get on here every day and be fake and then expect to have real results. And that's exactly why you're not succeeding. And I know none of you are getting real results. hmm But yeah, like, hold up. Give me a second. But yeah, like I said, man, it's not difficult. It's not complicated. But you know, this is what I do, man. Like I said, I funded the Batman project out of my pocket, going on almost 3 years. Coming up in April, March, May time, somewhere around there. It's amazing, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's been more time than that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look again and try to reevaluate that, like when I really got started with this. But I know it's been a minute. Time to me, I thought was going slow. Then it's like I lose track of time. So I don't know. But like I said, 7 bicycles in inventory, all 200 to 300 bucks each. I paid cash for them out of my own pocket for all of them. $1,300 bat cycle, fixed it twice. I put about 1,300 into it in total. More than that, in total. But that's my thing. Like, folks be focused on the wrong things. I'm focused on the right things. I have my priorities in order. You know what I mean? Like I said, being Batman is difficult. A lot of resources get expended. You have to create your own budget, and that's the thing people got to understand. Like, I'm doing everything right. What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with going broke. What are you talking about? That's the point. You think I didn't know that that was going to happen when I came down here? Oh, I knew. And I had the self confidence and self belief, and I was crazy enough, like 50 Cent said, there I go quoting 50 again, to believe that I would exist up to this point. I was crazy enough to believe that with nothing and nobody, I could still rebuild. And guess what? With God, I've just done that. I've told y'all for decades that I can always rebuild, always. And that's the thing. You have to go through that. You have to go to rock bottom. You have to go broke because if you don't, you're never going to learn the crucial, necessary parts, okay, of life, of success, and the building blocks to be able to come up and come back way stronger, way better, and completely in alignment and completely on point. And that's the truth. You understand? That's my whole thing, man. I see what it is in the world. That's why I don't proclaim or glorify the things y'all do. It's all weakness, all of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, no, I want better for women. I want better for dudes. I want better for everyone, man, because people are being taught that weakness is strength and strength is weakness. That's the issue. That's why folks are always in their feelings, always emotional, always angry, and then they think that, people care when they don't, or they think that, now they're powerful and now they're someone. I mean, like I said, we got folks who jelly at me. I mean, that's not empowerment, that's disempowerment, fella. You can feel any way you want. If you're upset at my success, that's me winning. That's weakness on your part and strength on mine, correct? Exactly. So that next check is up over $199. Let me say it real clear for you. That next check is up over $199 off pure hard work. Why would you ask me how I did it when I worked for every dime that I make? It's pretty clear how I did it. I wasn't like you, worried about other people. I wasn't pocket watching. I wasn't trolling in a chat. I wasn't making 8 million fake accounts. I was working hard as hell every day while you wanted to discourage me from working hard as hell, correct? Because that's what it takes. And guess what? That's what a real man does. A real man works hard and he doesn't work jobs. He works jobs to get to a certain point, invests in himself like I always did. That's why I always invested in stocks, buddy. And a real man works until he builds something of his own, creates something of his own to where he ends up working for himself. That is a real man. That is the path that everyone wants to go. And you got people quitting their 9 to 5s because they want to be social media gurus and content creators and all these terms y'all throw around like nothing that don't even apply to the majority of you because there's not a single content creator on here. What content do you create? I ain't seen no content in years. What do you mean? See, folks don't want to sit down with me and have an interview and a talky talk because I'm going to say the facts and not sugarcoat it. And you just can't deal with them. Like I said, brother, I've seen and made more money than anyone. I've made and spent millions of dollars every year consecutively. Everything I'm kicking is facts. What is you talking about? I was always in the clubs. I like what? What? Like, brother, I always had, women around me. I ain't concerned about that. See, that's the difference. You know what I mean? Y'all don't seem to get the point. We in a different day and age now. Whatever I'm doing, you should be following. If you see me by myself, you should take my example and listen. You know what I mean? If you see me trying to make the right decisions, things just happen that out of my control. It happens. But with what I can do and what I can control, I try to do the best I can. I'm not trying to be in control of anything. Just like I let people be free and do what they want, I let the universe do what it wants. I let God do what he wants. I put my faith in God and I give it to God and that's it, just like I just did. What do you mean? So, like I said, I don't worry about much because I'm good with God. I'm good. You know what I mean? I know God got me. That's what people don't understand. You know what I mean? I'm God's favorite for a reason, man. You understand? So, like I said, I mean, you know, it ain't all about money. We just need money because that's going to help me to better my life. That's what I'm saying. It goes so much farther with me. See, regular people, they'd be like, oh, $500. Well, I mean, that can't get you nothing. I mean, that's crazy to me because not a single one of you has $500 right now. Not one of you. That's what they do. They talk completely opposite set tone of force of what they believe and what reality is. And in the same moment, do the exact opposite. And then wonder why none of them succeed. The whole country is living off the government or on Section 8. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Everybody renting. Everybody. Everybody is on the same thing. I'm not. We're totally different. We're not the same. So what do you mean? I understand the concept of ownership. I understand the concepts I teach are real. When I told you rich is a state of mind, that's real talk, homie. Everything's proven in front of you. I'm the teacher. You can learn from me. If you can't learn, what does that have to do with me? I'm just the teacher. I'm the messenger. You understand? Don't feel some way about what I'm saying. Get up and make a change. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? Even when I was in my feelings, even when I'm angry or I feel anyway, I still get up and I still work hard and keep going and persevering. Do I not? That's the difference. So yeah, next check up over 199 bucks. I mean, you can't be serious. Do you see what's happening here? What's transpiring? I told you we gonna get over that 200 mark too. I told you that was my goal and I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? It's the 26th. We still got a couple of days left in the month. I know you, Matt. I know you and your feelings. These folks ain't making a dime, not a red cent, not a penny. And they watching me get rich, drinking my watermelonade. I remember I had a coworker one time. I was doing temp work, and he said, "Yeah, this company, it was back in the day. It was what was it called? Staff Force. Remember? The same one that all the trolls called. I know y'all called over there and basically whatever said whatever." And that was why they stopped giving me work assignments for no reason. But it didn't matter because I already had paid off the property taxes almost completely to the point where I was able to sell the property for $100,000. I know exactly what happened and what all y'all did. All the folks are convenient and evil. But my point is, he said that he was like, yeah, they made me rich and they made you broke. It was funny as hell though. I thought it was funny. And he wasn't lying because they gave him more on his check. Like he had some cushion. And I worked 8 million times harder than him and he knew it. So I still laughed. I thought it was funny as hell though, you know what I mean? And me, yeah, I was being shorted and stuff. You know what I mean? So, and that's another thing too, like anything like that with payment details with companies and stuff, all that stuff is going to come out in court. All the facts. All the facts. You know what I mean? My lawyer is going to be able to look at every little record of everything and all these companies. I'll probably have them contact and talk to all them companies and look at all the records for payment records. And they're going to have to show every little digits and make sure that it adds up and then it makes sense. That's all. You know what I mean? No big deal. You know what I mean? That's all. But I thought it was pretty funny, man. It was hilarious when he told me that. I thought it was funny. And it was true at the time. You know, that was a crazy time because I would show up there and I would like not even have slept or or barely at all. And I worked every day. I'd have to get up. And I don't know if we woke up at about 3, 4 a.m. in that shelter in Austin. I'd work about 6 a.m. in the morning almost every day, or I would try to go find work. I pushed that entire year. I slept in bathrooms and places. I did whatever the hell I had to do. And God clearly was with me because I don't know how in the hell I never ran into any real problems when I did that. I mean, I'm talking about slept in bathrooms and would wake up and people would be where I was at. And I'd wake up like hi and they'd be like, good morning. Like they knew what I was doing. And I think they knew that there was a reason why I was doing it. And, the dude was just cool. So he didn't trip. Other people would have, but he didn't. He was cool. So people like that I appreciate. You know what I mean? But yeah, like yeah, no, I'd go in there. What was it? I'd go in there around 1, 2, 3 in the morning. And sometimes I'd go to the club and go in there early in the morning, take a nap, sleep till about I don't know 5, 6 a.m. when people start coming in again, and I'd get up and walk out and just act like I was just in there doing what I needed to do, and I had to do it at that time. And I had my little Skull Candy headphones, which were super good and super cool, and I'd listen to my music and walk around at night. I've had some crazy experiences over there, man. Now that I look back at it, it's like, the times that you don't even know you appreciate so much. You know what I mean? Like them times feel different or they feel hard, but you appreciate every little experience when you're able to now I'm finally able to relax a little bit and like be all right. And it's great just thinking back on those times. Not times I would ever want to repeat again, but they were beautiful times, you know what I'm saying? Like real talk. You know what I mean? Like I had a lot of experiences over there. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. That's my thing. Like I know how Austin is, man. Austin is Austin, it's a lot of people that I don't know. There's a lot of talking going on, you know what I mean? Folks like to, talk and this and that and it don't mean nothing to me. I mean, that's the thing. I don't really pay attention to that. It's not really my concern. You know what I'm saying? My concern is focusing on what I'm doing and what I'm building, but I don't know. Part of me wants to go up there and see what it's going to be like, but it's just when folks ask me that, like on here, they type it in the chat, "Are you back in Austin?" I mean, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if it's a good move. I mean, it's going to be difficult. Real difficult, and it's not the old days, man. It's different now. That's what you don't get. I don't even know what's going on over there. I don't know how it's set up anymore. I have an idea. I'm sure it didn't change that much, but there's got to be some guarantees of some stuff. I might have to make some phone calls first and see what I can figure out is what I should do and go from there because I need some kind of like a little bit of reassurance or something to figure out what I'm going to do because I don't know, but it's definitely a thought of mine, but that's the thing. Y'all just don't get how the environment is. I mean, it's different. That's all I'll say. It's definitely different. But you know, I don't know. Like, we got to just figure it out and see what we can do. You know what I mean? But what else other than that? I don't know. Me, I don't know. I mean, the way I look, the downloads that come to me, they act like I'm just going to get the money. I mean, it says you don't have to pursue this, you don't have to chase it. It's just going to come to you. and then you just make whatever decision. I mean, what decision is there to make? I've clearly made my decision. I'm in full alignment. I'm with God. I know what I'm doing, but I need the money. I mean, I just want the money. I want my money. I want what I'm owed. I want what I deserve. I want what I've earned. And I can do everything if I have the money. But see, that's what I'm saying. I want my independent budget. That way I can go to Austin in style and do what I need to do the right way. And if I had money, I'm talking about if I was, still waiting for Christina and that took more time and I just came into some money. If I got some money right now, I'd go up to Austin. I mean, my first priority would be Christina, clearly, you know what I mean? But I would probably have to go to Austin for a little bit and I would, do the same thing. I'd go to Austin, even if I had some money, I would act like I didn't have a dime. That's what I would do. And that's the difference. When I go to Austin and I have money, I stay the hell away from everyone. When I go to Austin and I don't have any money, now that luxury, I don't have it now. Now I have to be around everything and in the middle of everything, and you don't get it. There's a lot going on out there. Okay. That's what you have to understand. Yes, I can handle anything. Yes, I'm used to it normally, but I'm not trying to go back into that. Hell no. Hell no, bro. Are you serious? For right now, as well as I'm doing? You see what I'm saying? I came a long way. That's what people don't get. I came a long way, bro, from being on them blocks all the time and, having to deal with all sorts of different stuff and everybody talking behind my back and everyone, not really being on my side. And, I came a long way, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the so-called women out there in Austin. I mean, all they would do really is just waste my time normally. You know what I mean? It wasn't all the time. Like, it's all right, it's cool, but like, Austin just ain't really where it's at. It just ain't. It was never it for me. Now, Atlanta, I think Atlanta was cool as hell. I think Atlanta was different. Atlanta, you could actually make real connections with folks and people. Atlanta, you could go out to a club and have a wholesome experience, like truly. And you could meet some people that were down to earth and real people. Georgia's different. I don't know why. Georgia's different. Like Georgia, people are built different. I guess because like you got to be real a little bit more in Georgia. It's just realer. I don't know. It's corrupt as hell too, but it's just realer. So I don't know. People really got to try to make it out there because it's like country. You know what I'm saying? So which I relate to a lot. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I guess it depends where you at. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, yeah, I don't get. I've been in all sorts of different positions. I lived in that basement in Green Bay. Hell, I lived in this like I guess it was like a garage, but it was like super cool because it was all dark. But then I got real sick. I don't know if it was because of the AC unit that they had in there with my old friend Marco Thompson. And man, I used to love it in there though. Like it was kind of cool. It was just dark and it was like it was like my little studio and that's all I had. I put my computer, my laptop up on a table. He helped me set it up. Like I miss him, man. He seemed to care about me to some extent. You know what I mean? Because he helped me out. I mean, he's the only one who did that. He's the only one. I think it was his idea too to help me when they didn't pay me for a construction job out there in around Mableton area, and he was like, yeah, and he had John and him, and they threw money together so they could still give me something, and I was tripping because I really needed that money. You know what I mean? And what they gave me, I don't remember if it was even enough, but they tried and they gave me something and it helped me, but um I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. People be talking this and that. Brother, my rent was like $400 a month, which sounds great. At the time it was all right. It was kind of normal, but I mean, I've paid money for everything always, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, my rent was like 400 something a month. Paid it every month. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? They had a lake house and everything in the back. I had my own room. I remember I used to listen to Cassidy songs and stuff and Moby and stuff, and like we had a swimming pool in the back and I'd go swim in the back. Um I've been through all sorts of things. Then I remember some crazy stuff happened. And then I remember driving to North Carolina, getting looked at out there because of that. Self-explanatory. I'm not going to go into it, but you know, it was just I kept going, moving around. I was in college in North Carolina. I think that's what happened. I think I took a trip over there because I had the money to do it, and then it is what it is. And it was the same thing. People felt some way because I had some money. And then I remember coming back down here too. And I had my little cap on, and the same folks that I went to high school with, they were jelly of me. And I saw some of them, and like people have been seeing me do my thing for a long time. That's what folks don't get. I've been doing my thing for a long time, different projects, different things. So it's like I basically reinvent myself all the time, which is something you're supposed to do. And I think it's something that geniuses do. You know what I mean? But yeah, and then I think I went back to North Carolina. I think it was North Carolina. Then I went out there, and then I think I went back because I remember going back and getting looked at. And I think I had my apartment out there in Charlotte. And I remember I lived right across from some of the basketball players at the college that I attended. And I kept thinking, I'm like, yeah, I'm way better than them. But like I said, I told y'all the whole deal with that was the same thing. Um, but Yeah, and then the apartment was nice too. I had like two rooms, kind of like a living room, and then a whole nother room that was pretty big. And then it was a lot of stuff, bro. Like a lot of stuff. I like, you know what I mean? And what do you call it? Like, I don't know. That's the thing. I would always help people out too. Like if somebody needed a spot to stay at, I'd let them stay with me for a minute. I'd do that. But yeah, and then I had like the kitchen right there, and then I'd have my laptop on the kitchen counter usually, and then I had the bathroom area. And there was like a decent sized closet in the back room. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, you could kind of tell the same thing that like apartment complexes are always weird because you have to deal with all these other people and stuff. Like, and you could kind of see that element there of the same kind of weird stuff, but it was pretty decent. You know what I mean? It was pretty cool. And yeah, I just do my thing. You know what I mean? Like, and I kept working on music. I pressed the albums, the CDs, and I literally would get the CD labels, the stickers, and I would put them on the CDs. And then I'd go out and I'd sell the CD. That's what I want to get back to, but I don't have the equipment or the money to do it right now. You know what I mean? But like, that's what I want. I want a router. I want a solid Wi-Fi connection and a laptop. And then I wouldn't have to worry so much about the phone bill all the time because I just, pay for the Wi-Fi and then I just use it while when the phone's in the Wi-Fi if I had to. But that's the thing; it ends up becoming a lot because you want your phone on. You know what I mean? So I wish I had help for it, but I don't. But that would help me a lot. And then just a laptop and just like where I could just record and work on music all the time. That's what I want to do. You know what I mean? I want to get back to that. But yeah, and then like I said, I go to Charlotte, go out at Charlotte. I went to there's some other towns. Somebody said them the other day. I can't remember them now. What were they called? Fayetteville. I went to Fayetteville. I went to I don't know. I was just meeting different people. I would go all over, man. I met a whole lot of different people. And then I go to Myrtle Beach. And I used to love going to Myrtle Beach, man, because they had this like seafood buffet. And like I said, seafood is kind of weird with me now because I've been through too much. So I gotta work my way up to that and figure out if I can even do it now. Because I've just been through a lot physically. But I used to not have any issue with it, so I know it's possible. Just like I'm able to eat, pretty sure most fish now and, tuna, and shrimp, I think. Haven't had shrimp in a while, but I'm pretty positive I can eat it. And, so it's something I got to work on. But at the time I didn't have any issue with it, and I hadn't, been through everything yet. I've been through a lot, but not everything. But it was pretty out there, man. It was cool. I remember I was sick when I got out there in Charlotte because I drove like straight there in like 2, 3 days with like very little sleep. And I was just determined to get out there, and I just started training weights and training for basketball and getting ready. And then I just went to my classes and I would train all the time. Same thing. I've always trained. And then I just listen to music and make music at the apartment. So it was cool, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, I go out to Myrtle Beach at night at the club sometimes. That was cool. And then I'd get some sleep, wake up for school the next day, go to college. Like people don't understand. I've been to college, like 2 colleges. I went to New Brunswick College in Charlotte on the coast of North Carolina, and I went to UTB down here in Brownsville, right next to it's all downtown. You know what I mean? So like people don't even know that, bro. Like that's the thing. I've experienced a lot. I've experienced everything. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, and that's another thing too. Like I don't know. I could go back to college, but if I go to college, I'd like to go to a real college. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to go to UTB. I want to go to like a real college, and I don't really want to go to UT. 'Cause I don't know why I just did that. I don't want to go to UT really because there's too much going on over there. I mean, I could do it, but it's the same stuff that's happening all around me. It's too many people paying attention. They're gonna know who I am. So, like it's not a problem, but I'm hearing a lot of crazy stuff lately in news articles about UT. Talking about UT Austin. Well, I wish that I could go to college like right now at like Jacksonville or something like, and just have everything paid for. That's what I wish. Like the Jacksonville, what is it? Is that the NFL team, the Jaguars? But like, I would try to walk onto the basketball team or something. That's what I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I keep getting downloads like my whole life is about to change and stuff. So I don't know. Like maybe something like that is about to happen. I have no idea. But I just take every day as it comes and take it one day at a time and wait and see. But I can't do it. I know that. I've done everything I can. God has to do it for me. It's just what it is. But yeah, I don't get it. I've lived all over the place. I've been through Albany, New York City. Like I said, I already told you about everything up there. Um, I went to Jamaica, Queens. I recorded a song called Jamaica Queens. Um, like I had the do rag on and everything, just like you see me wear all the time, right in Jamaica, Queens, bro. Like people don't understand. I'm a real gangster. Like I've been to all these places and like walked right down Jamaica, Queens, right down the street, bro. Like that's the thing. Like I do my thing wherever. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm like I'm not fronting about nothing at all. And that's the cool thing with me because I can just change it up anytime I want. I got the best of every world. You know what I mean? Like real talk. And then I went up to Virginia. I came through Richmond. I looked at all them different places in between. I know I came up through New Jersey before. I was driving all over the place out there. I was looking at everything, everything. I'd stop and eat it like a Cracker Barrel, but that's the thing that I realize is just like if when I get money this time, I'm going to appreciate things more and stop moving so fast. Like I want to slow down, you know, because back in the day, it's just you didn't do that. And I remember there was another time I went to North Carolina too, but I don't think I was in college yet. And I went over there. Where was it? I went to Raleigh and played ball, and they all loved me out there. And I was in the hood, with all my homies in the hood. I've been in the hoods in Durham and Raleigh, where Petey Pablo's from. I don't know why the Penguin was talking about Petey Pablo the other day. I don't know what that's about because Petey Pablo is my favorite rap artist of all time, and I guess he figured that out or knows that. I don't know because he don't know nothing about no Petey Pablo. I can tell you that right now. And he's like, you do not listen to Petey Pablo, boy. Stop it. I came up listening to Petey Pablo. I'm one of the only people in the world who even talks about him. Most people don't even know who he is. We had like one single they put on radio. I know his real music. I've been a fan for a long time because he's country like me. I love P.D. Pablo's music. You know what I mean? Like I think it was my first CD actually, Diary of a Sinner. You know what I mean? 919, like all that, bro. Like that. I used to listen to that when I was in the baseball league. We were like elite, like all-star team, and I was playing for them in Austin. Uh, I remember the name. I don't want to say it on here because I don't know what it means, but we had like orange jerseys and stuff. Like I remember playing for them, and it was a real serious deal at the time for me. And like it was a weird time. I was always nervous and stuff. Like I don't know, but I used to listen to PD Pablo all the time. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. People don't get. I've done a lot of different things, bro. So I've been up north up there. I think I even stopped and walked around different areas up there. What was I saying? Came through Richmond. I came through New Jersey. Um, I've been all through Dallas. I've played basketball at TCU in an open gym, open game, on camera at the time in Fort Worth, Dallas area. Um, Clearly went to Fort Worth to the stockyards several times. Um, I've been all over. I've been all through Cali when I was younger. All the ghettos, hoods. I've been on that. What is it? The crookedest street in the world. My dad drove through that. We've been at the nicest restaurants that are like waterfront, where you're just looking at the whole Bay Area, the actual bay with the water, and it's just beautiful. And you're eating like, the best food ever. You know what I'm saying? I've been to all the high price restaurants out there when I was younger, because of my grandfather. But yeah, we've been all through there, man. I'm pretty sure I know I was in Los Angeles. I know I've been in San Diego, San Francisco. I've been in a couple of different areas out there, like pretty much all of it. I've seen a lot of California. It's just been a long time, so I really wanted to go back and check it out now. When I went to Vegas, like I said, I would go through like Flagstaff area, and I think it's Flagstaff, Arizona, correct? And I'd go through there and stop for a minute. And there was this huge bar and all these people there, and I went in there and stopped for a minute. It was crazy because I was staying in the hotel right next to it. It's like a regular little hotel, but I like it. It's real peaceful. And that bar, man, is just jumping, bro. And I went out there and was just paying attention. Folks had no idea who I was or that I was there, and like I had quite a bit of money when I was going over there. Like I said, I had what, like almost 60 grand. Went to San Antonio first, got like suits, got ready, got everything, and then I just went over there. Um, so yeah, folks don't get it. Like I'm really somebody. I've been around, man. I don't know about Oregon. I think I've driven through there looking at colleges when I was younger, when I was looking for a college to attend or go to. I've actually looked at some of these places when I was younger. I've done that, you know what I mean? But I was looking for a place that like I really liked, and then I just didn't care anymore, and I picked the college in North Carolina, which, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. But um I don't know. For me, I don't know. I have no regrets, you know what I mean? But I would, if I went to school, I would want to attend a major university, not no more of this junior college stuff. Because I didn't realize you miss out on the whole experience when you go to junior college. And down here, you just don't get the experience. There is no experience. I had fun down here. Like, I mean, I had the most expensive apartments money can buy down here. I've done all that. But that's what people don't get. Like, I've I've seen a lot of money, bro. You know what I mean? Like trust me, I've really been the guy. Um, what else? Love Arizona. Like I said, went to spring training there as a kid. Uh, all them places: Phoenix, Mesa, Scottsdale. Those are my favorite. Tucson is one of my favorite because they got all that Wild West stuff. Um, I just love Arizona, man. Arizona's just beautiful to me. Um, I don't know. Trying to think where else. I've been to the capital, I think, once. or maybe not on like a field trip when I was little. Um, so I think I've been in Washington D.C. So I must have been to Seattle before, and I think we flew or something, but I don't even remember. I was so young. What else? And then obviously Minneapolis, Green Bay, Wisconsin. So that's what folks don't get. Like, while people are in their feelings and whatever, I'm living life. I want to travel. I want to do things. Like, that's the thing. I'm not stagnated. I'm not. Folks have tried to hold me back. That's for sure. The devil's tried to hold me back, but in turn, God has used it all to build me and make me stronger. That's the truth. And if you want me to be honest, I think that's a lot of what it really is, why people feel the way they do, because they know they look at me, folks like the Penguin, and they look at me, and I think it's really has to do a lot with that. I think it's not just, the fact I'm good looking and handsome and beautiful and all that and smart. I think it's that they look at me and say, well, yeah, he's been everywhere, he's done everything, he's done it all, and he's had his fun, you know what I'm saying? And now he's still the man even here in front of us. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see why people might feel some way about that. I'm not saying it makes sense because it doesn't. Being a jellyfish don't make sense, period. But I'm just saying I can kind of understand it. Like I said, when I was out there in North Carolina, that's when, yeah, I was working out at random parks. I went to Raleigh and Durham. We were playing ball, and they were like, "Man, he can play ball." That's what they were saying about me. And then I made friends with dudes out there in the hood in the ghetto, and we were out there just walking around talking to each other, doing different things and training and stuff. And these were brand new people I just met. I just went to the gym. That's what I do. I'll just go play pickup. That's what we're going to do in the future. If I can ever get the money right, we're going to go play pickup games in San Diego at courts and stuff. And it's going to be wild, bro. We're going to be in the hood, the actual ghetto, so people can see the real environment and what it's like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of always being in the same environment or where everybody knows you. Like, I like to go to new environments. That's what teaches you something. That's what people don't get. Like, that's why when you on this internet stuff, everybody's, oh, I'm this and that. That's fine. I'm more about real life. See the difference? Where you not walking around like that. You got to be humble, man. I don't care where you go. You got to be humble. You got to be willing to learn. I don't care how much money you have. You got to be humble. When I had all the money, I was still around a bunch of dudes from the hood and the ghetto. That's the difference between me and all of you. If you had money like what I had, rolling around in that Porsche all around College Station, see, that's the thing. I was the man in College Station. I was the man everywhere I've been. So I've been all over the US. I'd be forgetting too. I'm reminding myself while I'm telling you all this and talking to you, but I've been all over, dude. I'm pretty sure I came through Vermont too and looked around a little bit. I was looking at the material. We'll just say it like that. It's not the material. What do you say? The I don't know, the roster. How do you say it? You know what I'm saying. I was looking at the potential at the time. Real talk, Tyree Sneed was driving around looking at, like, I see your potential there. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Nothing. Just forget it. Tyree Sneed was scouting for potential. Like, look at the potential on that one. But yeah, I've been all through Dallas. I've been all through Irving and all the ghettos there. That was crazy. Been to a lot of places, man. I've been to Mexico a few times just for like weddings and stuff when I was younger. Not really interested in it. Um, but yeah, there's been a couple of I've been to quite a few places, man. But I don't know. I just pray to God, man. I pray right now to God. I'm like, please help me get my license back. Please help me get this money so I can get this on the road, bro. Like, that's what I need. I need to get my license back and get me a car. That's what would help me a lot. And then I could just do what I need to do. You know what I mean? Even if I had to, use the car to travel and stay in the car or something, sleep in the car, at least I could, try to manually do this Batman thing or something. That's what folks don't get. Like, there's folks who do that. You know what I mean? Folks do all sorts of stuff, is what I've learned. Folks try all sorts of things, but if you got money, you can actually do it. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I get money this time around, like, I want to do things the right way. That's all. I really do. And, but at the same time, also, like, when I have all that money, I want to be real conservative and real frugal. I want to save and I want to invest the right way properly. And I want to, a lot of times do things the poor man's way, like I always do. Like, I want to act like I don't have money and do basic thing. In other words, like, let's say I got, like, Christina said that we're at like 18.8 million with what she's negotiating, right? So, like, let's say we get money like that, you know what I mean? So let's say, like, we start with, like, I don't know, $200,000-300,000, you know what I mean, to work with just to start or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of money, but it's also money you want to be conservative with still. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I would be like, let's like, do things like really conservatively, like in some aspects, like the poor man's way. Like, like, I mean, she's already got a vehicle, she said, that's made for camping and stuff, so that's perfect. But, like, y'all get what I'm saying, right? Like, that's what I would want. I would just want a vehicle that we can, like, use to camp and move around, kind of like van life. I would want to maybe do van life, like, literally. I just don't know. I don't know, like, if we had money, I don't know, I'd probably want to just pay for hotel rooms and stuff. I want to make sure that we're in good surroundings. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have to sleep in no vehicle if you don't have to. Tell me when I'm lying on that. Because, I just think, and you just never know what can happen. You don't know what other people are going to do. You don't know where you're at. You don't know who's around. You don't know what's going, you know what I mean? So I just don't, trust the vehicle thing that much, even though I've done it a whole lot. I've really done that, like, a lot, you know what I mean? But I don't know. At the same time, I think about it and I'm like, yeah, I guess you could. I guess you could do it to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've done everything else, might as well. But that's the thing. I would want a vehicle that's, like, really good. You know what I mean? Like, hers is fine. I'm just saying, speaking hypothetically, like, if I just had money and I was going to get a vehicle, like, I'd want a good vehicle that's, like, real durable and strong. That's all. You know what I mean? And, like, I would, make it real nice on the interior and the inside, and I would, like, if we get when we get money like that, if we get money like that, and when that happens, boy, I'll get a video game system in there. I'd get a TV, like a big one. You know what I mean? I'd get a couple of TVs in there, and I'd make it where we can play video games in there. Sorry, it's all that watermelon. Stuff is delicious. But yeah, I'd make it where we could play video games in there and stuff, and, like, I'd make it real comfortable. I'd get a bunch of little plushies and stuffed animals and pillows and stuff. And that would be our thing. And then, like, we just travel and, like, go eat at places and record it and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to do that. So I don't know. The reading said, like, I'm going to be doing what I love to do. Well, that's what I love to do. Oh, that's what I want to do. I want to go do that with Christina. So I hope that's what they talking about. I want to have some fun. Like, I want to even give the Batman thing a break for a little while and go on a vacation. I deserve it. I'm going on 3 years, man. Three hard, difficult, very challenging, tough years. And God told me, He said, you're going to have so much money. You're going to be so rich, and that you're gonna forget you ever struggled. That's what God told me word for word. So when God tell you something like that, you know, you gonna listen. You know what I mean? Like real talk. So I mean, that's what I think is coming. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we all go through hard times, man. Like I said, we're in the middle of the Great Depression, in my opinion. They just want to paint it like it's something else. And that's what I think. I think God is setting the stage in this country for me to be able to travel and do my thing all over the country. Does that make sense? That's what I think. That's the only thing why it's hard for me to collaborate and work with people or work jobs with people. I'm not meant to work a job. I'm a chosen one. I don't feel right being around a lot of people at all. It's just like I don't know. It has to be like Christina. It has to be someone who understands my energy because I don't know. It's difficult for me. I can't handle it. I literally can't. Like even if it's people I'm cool with, it's just hard for me because of everything I've been through. Like I'm so sensitive to energies and stuff. I don't like when folks act like they're in charge. Like I don't like that because I'm in charge always. Like for real. Like that's the thing. Like so that's why I don't know. I would look into it. There's a dude talking about a possible opportunity that I want to look into, but at the same time, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but that's the thing. Like, I want to be in charge of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Now, like, that's the thing. Like who wants to do that? I don't really want to do that. Like, I don't want to work for a company and travel. Like, you still got to work for the company. Like, you got to be there at work doing what they tell you and traveling. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Why would I want that? Like, that sucks. To me, that sucks. I don't think that sounds good. Like, unless it's a lot of money. If it's like a lot of money and it's like for a short time, but it's just so hard for me to do that. Like I have discipline. I just don't like working for other people. Like if they said, well, we're going out for 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 months, I'm like, dude, that's an eternity, bro. With what I go through physically, I just don't want to be in that position. Like I can't handle that. I really can't. I couldn't do it. Like I have to have freedom to just leave. Like I want to come back where I know. I like being where I'm at. Like I really do. I like being here. I'm good. I don't want to go elsewhere. I don't. Like that's what people don't get. I want to expand, but that's so I can expand and win and do my missions and come back. That's what people don't get. Like I'm comfortable where I'm comfortable at. I ain't trying to, be all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, no, that doesn't sound fun to me. It just doesn't. I'd rather do what I'm doing and make my money here and be happy. That's what folks don't get. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I wish that made more money, but like I said, I'm going hard with it. You know what I mean? So that's my thing. I'm trying to make every dime I can, man. Like I said, I hope that I can get this check run up as much as possible because I need whatever extra money I can make on top of that 200 to me is the extra money to cover this phone bill and I really want the public to help me with it. It's $55, man. I got to pay it on the 5th. Somebody pay me and help me, man. Like real talk. I know somebody can do it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm gonna get going for now, man. I appreciate y'all listening to me. Much love. And that's about it, man. We'll talk later. But my only point is I've been all over the place, man. You know what I mean? And I just think God is setting the stage for me in this country. I think a lot of these towns are gonna look like ghost towns that when I come through as Batman, that's what I think. I think it's going to look just like the depiction. I think I'm going to be driving a Bat Pod right on that same street in Chicago in Chi-Town, but doing the real thing. I think we're going to be doing the real thing in front of everyone. It's going to be televised on camera. I think God is setting the stage for Batman to come through, and I think I'm just going to be filthy rich with Christina. That's what I believe, truly. I think that's what's going to happen, and that's my thing. Like we're going to be, going and doing normal stuff during the day and having fun and doing what I'm doing, and then doing the Batman missions when we decide, you know. So, like, Christina's going to be a part of everything I'm building. You know what I mean? That's the plan. That's what I want. So, I mean, it's it's exciting, but that's what I'm saying. Like I want to go, out to nice places and us look nice and dress nice and not for anyone else, but for us. and just be happy and enjoy ourselves and have fun everywhere and do fun stuff. And then, like I said, I'll make sure I keep training and make sure I get everything right and work on the bat suits and all that and expand. I might have to talk to companies about it and everything. And, that's what I'm saying. Like, we could do whatever we want. And then certain nights I just go out on missions and during the day in broad day. Batman don't care. I work anytime. But I do want a break. I really want a vacation. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of doing it. I'm tired. I love what I do. I'm just tired. You know what I mean? So I just I need a break, man. I need a vacation, bro, and a real vacation. So God, please, help me with that. Help me to get the money so I can have a real vacation. But I think God gonna do it for me, man. You know what I mean? I've been getting them downloads and readings nonstop. God talks to me. He let me know what's going on. He sends me synchronicities, downloads, readings, messages, everything all across the board. So I think it's going to happen. But like I said, just wait patiently on God, and that's it. I'm happy. I'm content. I'm satisfied. I'm just extremely overtly ambitious. So, never satisfied in that sense. But it's all about manifest destiny, man. That's what people don't get. I have a vision, and I know that I can do this. And if I stick with this, I really believe that something is going to give, and I'm going to be doing this on a whole nother level. And I think I'm going to be making a whole lot more money. I think I'm going to be rich and have all the money and not need it. And I'm still going to be making top dollar because I think it might get to the point. I don't know. I think people are going to have to put some offers and deals on the table. That's what I think. I really do. And it's just going to be up to me because I don't really want to work for nobody. Like everything we doing is independent. You understand? That's the thing. And like, even if they paid me, I'd be like, I don't work for you. Like, no, like, you pay me for what I do and I'll listen to what you want and your nonsense and your guidance, but I don't work for you. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like I control this project. Like I do what I want. Like I create my own missions and assignments. So that's the thing. Like I create my own hours. I'm really my own boss. That's what folks don't get. So when you stick with something and you work hard because this, pays so little and it was an impossible career to pursue. I just believe in it because I believe in myself. So I said I'm going to take something that, is an opportunity that doesn't look good at all that nobody would want or, that they want but they can't attain and they just don't understand it doesn't pay well. And I'm going to take that opportunity that doesn't look too good and I'm going to stick with it and make it to where it is a good opportunity. And that's power. So that's what I'm doing and that's what I'm working on every day. I'm building an empire and a legacy like no other. You understand? And like I said, I want Christina to help me with everything. We're going to build Sneed Enterprises right in front of all y'all. You understand? Real talk. And I know she's excited about all of it because it's all she ever talked about. You know what I mean? So I love you more than anything, Christina. Christina Sneed. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. And you know, uh I just, have been by her side as much as possible through this, the whole time. And I'm gonna continue to be, but I just want her to be okay and I want to get started with everything and move forward together. You know what I mean? I want to do all this together. So looking forward to it, very excited and like I said, I'm just waiting on Christina patiently and waiting on God. You know what I mean? So, like I said, um, but yeah, I've done a lot, man. I've done a lot, been to a lot of places. I've had a lot of fun. You know what I mean? I've done a lot, man. I've had a beautiful life, man. I've lived life, but I plan to do a whole lot more. That's the thing. I'm not anywhere near satisfied. I'm just getting started. You best believe that. And that's the thing. Like I just want money where I can travel, man. I want to go to New York so bad, bro. I really do. I want to go to New York because I know that New York is not ready for me. I know that I'm a lot smarter than people in New York. Really, I'm just being honest. I mean, anywhere. I mean, they would be perplexed by me just like they are here. I mean, like I really want to go to New York. I think that I could, with money especially. I mean, I could do anything. Christina and I could do anything. We could accomplish anything. That's the point, you know. So like that's what I want to do, travel and help different cities to rebuild and build the right way and fix everything and bring real positive change and stuff like that, man. I want to just have fun with Christina, you know. She makes me happy. So I'm gonna get going. I'll talk to y'all in a minute, man. Much love, and yeah, like I said, the next checkup over 199 bucks. I know you mad. I know you in your feelings mad as hell.